If you only had one open Saturday, a couple of basic tools, and a tight budget, what could you do to a bone stock truck? That's the journey we're going down today. So we picked out 7 affordable budget mods that don't require any expensive equipment to install, jammed a cameraman in a tight corner, and started the clock. Damn it. It all starts with a cold air intake, along with everything else in this garage. Oh God. All right, we're gonna start out with cold air intake because it's gonna be really easy and the truck isn't lifted yet, so it's gonna be easier to get at. So we've got K&N system here, good for a little bit of horsepower, a little bit of torque. It says so right on the box, it's guaranteed, right there. Let's get this thing thrown in and get this truck breathing a little better. Rotate it counterclockwise. But like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh yeah, it just doesn't show that. There it goes. Oh, so many pictures. All that just to get to this, apparently. As I was staying busy, Bailey wasn't.
Nice.
There we go. We were making pretty good time though. It did take about 45 minutes to get the cold air intake in. There you have it, guys. Easy bolt on, roughly 16 horsepower, 32 foot-pounds of torque. That simple, get after it. Even though we only had 6 more mods to put on and 7 more hours left, we still had to keep up the pace because we knew one of these mods was going to take up most of our time.
Ow! In the shop, I'd be doing this with it'd be done by now, to be honest. I'd have a exhaust hanger tool and a lift. I love this. Oh my God. All right guys, next up we've got a tonneau cover here from Rough Country. Now this is actually a new product from them, newer product from them. This is gonna be a hard cover, but also a roll up. But it does not roll up down inside the bed, it rolls up on top of the bed while not blocking the rear window. So this is one of the industry's smallest rolled up diameter hard tonneau covers. So excited to see this, see how it works. So let's get after this install. We disconnected the battery, can't open the bed. Should probably reconnect that quick. GM things.
The rail actually has a built-in drainage system, so you'll see it's got some holes in here. So this is going to allow any water that's on top of the tonneau cover to drain through all the way to this end and out through the bed floor through this tube. It's a pretty cool design. Okay. That on, slide it all the way to the front. It's where they thought of everything on here. It actually clips into this little groove for optimal pinching power. And the wrench that they supply it even works.
Simmer down.
Well, I'm gonna need those straps, so might want to find something else to hold your camera up. Garbage truck.
Trash.
Another project checked off the list, guys. So easy, it even comes with the tools to do it. It's very DIY, get yours custom offsets. All right guys, so for suspension on this truck, we're going with a 3.5-inch Rough Country. Now, obviously it still needs to fit in the garage. We don't want to go too big, but we do want to get a bigger wheel and tire underneath there. So this kit is going to achieve that perfectly for us. It's going to have upper control arms, rear blocks, sway bar drop bracket, and then as an upgrade, we went with the fully ready to go struts. New struts are going to be beneficial either way. We upgraded all the way to the Rough Country M1 struts. Not part of the kit, but since we're in there, we're going to be replacing the factory plastic skid plates with Rough Country's metal kit that's on the end there. So this truck will be significantly more capable, get a little bit bigger wheel and tire in there, and look 10 times better.
Sorry, that was quite the hammer.
It's very stuck. I thought, you know, the big hammer would just come loose easier. Not gonna lie. Watch out, there's a bunch of skid plates there.
Wow, look at that lift comparison.
Look at that spring rate comparison. That's the big thing. These stock struts are so squishy. This is gonna stiffen it up so much nicer.
Where's my other stock one? Oh yeah, it's over there.
All right, that's gonna be it for the lift kit install. Remember, the skid plate kit is a completely different part number. That's not part of the lift kit. That's an add-on that we added. So the lift kit really is just struts, upper control arms, sway bar drop in the front, blocks, U-bolts, and rear shocks. That's all there is to this 3.5 inch. We got that in. We're gonna do some fog lights before we get to the skid plates and keep going on this thing. Now this is a new kit from Morimoto that actually retrofits a 4-banger into the factory fog light housing and plugs into your factory fog light switch. Now, this truck doesn't come with one, so we got a Morimoto 4-banger harness that we're gonna run inside the truck, but these will still direct fit into here. You just gotta run a harness instead of plugging into your factory one. If you've never opened up a set of Morimotos, look at that. Pretty neat.
Whoa. Wow.
Okay, so while we're in here doing the lift kit, we're gonna replace these crappy GM plastic skid plates with something a little sturdier, a little beefier. They mount with factory hardware. Very quick, very easy swap. Let's get after it, show you what it looks like.
And at least I'm building it on the floor, so my face is right here to hold it.
Altogether, it took about 10 minutes to put the skid plate on, leaving us a little over 2.5 hours for the final 2 mods. So we got straight into putting our wheels and tires on. And because they came mounted and balanced, it went quickly, leaving us more than 2 hours left to get our final and most tedious project done. But there's a catch. We're not just installing an exhaust system, we're R&D'ing it. Because Rough Country only has one for the dual exhaust trucks and we have a single exhaust one, we talked with them and they agreed to let us put it in and let them know what the faults are and what still needs to be done. But we did get it in good enough to hear the difference. All right guys, so it's been a couple days since we got everything installed. It's got professionally aligned, which is, obviously not gonna be able to do that in the garage at home. So we got the 3.5 inch Rough Country on here with the M1 struts, M1 shocks, and the upper control arms. And personally, stock suspension in this truck is way too soft for me. This stiffened it up just enough. It's not stiff, it just stiffened it up so that it's not so floaty, not so soft. Paired that with the Mickey Thompson Baja Boss ATs. We're getting into winter here and this is Wisconsin. These are gonna perform amazing through the winter and next summer and everything. That's gonna be a 295/70 R18. So this is basically 34.5 inch tire, 11 inches wide. Perfect fit for 18x9 Anthems on there. The Rough Country skid plates that we put on, you don't really notice that while you're driving, but coming into winter, there's a much nicer peace of mind knowing that I don't have brittle plastic underneath there and there's steel skid plate that's not gonna let anything go up into that oil pan or anything else underneath the truck. Oh, we did the cold air intake. You definitely feel a performance increase a little bit in the throttle response. Definitely noticing it on the fuel economy side, especially going with the bigger tires. Really hasn't changed at all. Adding the Morimoto fog lights has really helped at night. These trucks have great headlights from the factory, but out here, there's not a lot of street lights. We rely on fog lights, and this truck not having them from the factory, adding those made a huge difference. The tonneau cover has been absolutely great. I can't tell you how many people have sat on top of it because they're like, oh my God, it's a hard tonneau cover. Can I sit on it? Yes, you can. Right now we got leaves falling. I don't have a bed full of leaves. It's great. So like we said, the exhaust isn't designed for this truck. We're gonna get to that part. Hopefully have a solution for Rough Country to be able to offer this to those of you out there that do not have the factory dual exhaust. But that being said, this thing sounds terrible. And by terrible, I mean in V8 mode, amazing. Sounds great like a truck should. Problem is these trucks go into 4-cylinder mode for fuel economy reasons, EPA stuff. and it sounds like a misfire, like a helicopter's behind you. It's terrible, terrible noise. So we're gonna be going to add a tuner to this, also recalibrate for the tire size, because the speedometer's about 5 miles an hour off. We're used to that around here, but you know, if anybody else jumps in this truck, they're gonna be getting speeding tickets. Overall, it really woke up a base model truck. Looks significantly better, rides great, I love it. Just a few more things we're gonna do to it. So there you go. Can you transform your truck in one day? Yes, kinda. For some, this is just basic, but for most, this is a build they would be proud of. And it can all happen in just one day, with a couple of tools, a buddy, ideally not holding a camera, and some manual labor. Now go build a truck you are proud of.